Remarkable! Incredible! Unbelievable!
Save! And Spark are champions! Good up, Pepe!
Goal! It doesn't get any better than that!
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top.
From the heart of Schenectady County to the tip of Long Island, these young New Yorkers aspire to conquer this statewide tournament for the chance of reaching the 2025 United States Youth Soccer National Championships. And today's contest, naturally, is the first step in what these two teams hope is a long, successful passage to the countrywide phase. Neither of these two teams in last year's U16 rendition reached the quarterfinals. Whereas Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus found itself between a rock and a hard place in the opening round, Brooklyn United National was able to advance from that part of the competition, but was ultimately eliminated in the subsequent match. Now, only 12 of the 24 first-round participants, including either Brooklyn United National or Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus, can join the additional 4 teams that were granted a bye week into the second round. I am Sean Cabrera. Behind the camera is Jorge Espinosa, and you are watching the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame, which of course has also been brought to you by Salt Athletic. Salt Athletic has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag to save athletes as well as their nearest and dearest from smelly footwear after the game. The Aircase blocks smell using antimicrobial technology that makes for odor-free car rides and houses. Learn more about Aircase and get a 10% discount by scanning the QR code right now on your screen. Keep it fresh. As Massapequa SC Juventus and Brooklyn United National take onto the pitch, not a lot of history is shared between these two sides, specifically together with one another, but one must consider how last year's U16 Male Cup could affect today's fixture. The Brooklynites did progress to the second round, as stated earlier, but it came at the cost of these Long Islanders who suffered a 5-1 defeat in the opening bout on this same exact field. Now, in addition to serving as the initial phase of this tournament, then, this encounter between Brooklyn United National and Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus will also serve as a rematch, one in which the former aims to encore an equally hefty victory, and one in which the latter intends to avenge its prior defeat. Brooklyn United National will be wearing an all-white uniform accompanied by apparently purple details, although of course their secondary color is well known to be black. Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus, on the other hand, wearing a maroon and yellow kit, striped of course the top, solid toward the bottom, and socks. So live from Brooklyn, New York, this is the first round of the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame. Again, I am Sean Cabrera. Behind the camera is Jorge Espinosa, and we thank you for tuning into this transmission, of course, on Game in Frame. It was the visiting side from Long Island that started the ball, of course, getting it rolling, as it's now switched on over toward the right-hand side. Brooklyn United National not afraid to using the width of the pitch here, as Asher Rushevsky drops the shoulder, cuts it inward with his left foot, looking for a nearby teammate, and there to aid him is Gabe Schurter, as Gabe Schurter crosses it toward the first post. Bruno Spompinato, wrestling for the ball, has two maroon and yellow jerseys surrounding him. Eventually, a light tap is all the defender needs to clear it away. Now at the feet of Dagan Waring. It's at the left-hand side for BKU, Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, overlapping the runner, driving it toward the left-hand side, and BKU wins another throw in here. Speaking of Brooklyn United National, let's go over today's roster for this home side. Aiden Duff is in goal with an all-yellow uniform, of course wearing the number 1. Jacob Zuniga wears the number 2. Eric Sko with the number 4. Gabe Schurter with the number 6. Orson Doggart wears the number 7. Otis O'Brien dons the number 8. The number 11 belongs to Asher Rushevsky. The number 19 to Will Diamond. Repin Minoff wears the number 22. Jedi Scott with the number 24. Quentin Smith is the owner of the number 25. Daniel Castellanos has the number 26. Paxton Bodenbacher has the number 30. Dayan Waring with the number 33 on his back. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa wears the number 46. Pax Gamboa Arsate wears the number 81. Bruno Spompinato wears the number 99. And this squad, of course, wouldn't be complete without Fazi Nimatov, as BKU wins itself the ball right back, the team in all white. And one also has to talk about the conditions today. It was a summer-like week in New York City, and suddenly we're feeling a winter blast right in the dying weeks of this season. Currently 33 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 22 degrees according to weather reports. Most likely all due to the winds. Winds of 13 miles per hour blowing toward the southeast. In other words, toward the near side corner kick flag on Massapequa's end. Meanwhile, we're also experiencing gusts of up to 20. So two game-changing factors perhaps, especially if we're going to see some free kicks from that far side, which could help some curl in. Quick substitution as well, as Eric Sko has been replaced, I believe, by Will Diamond. BKU playing it from the back line. It's with Gabe Schurter. Gabe pausing it with the right foot, taking his time before playing it nearby, as the Brooklynites are able to draw a foul right around the 22-yard line here on this field. In other words, a free kick from about 32 yards out. Let's remember about the wind. This wind could affect the trajectory as Jedi Scott stands over it. Not a single man forming himself along the wall. Cross toward Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, gets over his head. There's Bruno Spompinato trying to fight for it, trying to tussle. At the end, it's cleared away. BKU able to recover it thanks to Otis O'Brien, as O'Brien has to retreat, offering himself as a passing option. He does receive the sphere at his feet. Gabe Schurter filling in the fullback role for now. Asher Ruszewski likewise asking for the pass on the right wing. Instead, Bruno Spompinato hoping a nearby teammate could overlap. However, unfortunately for the Brooklynites, it ends up in the paws of the goalkeeper, wearing an orange uniform, taking a forward-facing punt where right now we are for sure experiencing those 20-mile-per-hour gusts. This is a day in which you need to wear thermals. As Asher Ruszewski, along the right wing, Ruszewski enters the 18-yard box, crossing it toward the second post. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa wrestling for the ball, able to win it back. Poked as well toward the number 46. Played back just outside the 18-yard box. Lines up for a shot, but instead goes over the bar. Trying to test the goalkeeper from just about 19 yards away from goal. Ambitious but respectable. For now, the score remains intact, 0-0. As the goalkeeper adjusts this ball for the goal kick on the left-hand side of his 6-yard box. Doesn't make its way past the halfway line. Massapequa Soccer Club with not too much ball time. Instead, it's been a BKU show at this moment. One official shot attempted so far by the Brooklynites as Ruszewski left-footed service toward the far post, just barely missing Quincy Strauss-Figueroa. Second chance for the Brooklynites, as there is a recovery by the home side. Play toward Orson Doggart. Doggart to O'Brien. O'Brien to Gabe Schurter. Schurter moving more inward before playing it laterally. In fact, Will Diamond with an early cross, aiming it toward Orson Doggart, his number 7, who right now has to tussle the ball away from a Massapequa fullback, able to gain himself some space. Some members of the BKU sideline asking for a foul, the referee not gifting any. Regardless, it's still BKU ball, albeit via a throw-in. Played short toward Quincy Strauss-Figueroa. Ball is prodded away with Dagan Waring, who tries pivoting around, but at the end it ends up a goal kick once more for Massapequa. Massapequa Soccer Club not only has had very little ball time, but I don't believe they've had any ball time in the neutral third yet. We've already seen a number of clearances, but this has been a ferocious approach by Brooklyn United to start this game. As the goalkeeper adjusts the ball, and perhaps one could have quickly seen how the sunlight could be affecting the goalkeeper's vision here. As we are approaching dusk after all in Brooklyn, New York, Quincy Strauss-Figueroa rolls it over with his right foot, looking for options, plays it laterally, connects with Gabe Schurter. Schurter delivering the ball toward Ruszewski. As Ruszewski cuts it inward with his dribble, roaming before delivering with his left foot, and this shot does go on target. A soft header by Bruno Spompinato with a lot of traffic. Goalkeeper shuffling on his goal line as he now has time to think to whom he wants to pass this ball via a punt. Just makes its way past the halfway line. Yet Brooklyn United National has not taken its foot off the gas pedal when it comes to possession. Statistically, this would say 99% BKU, 1% Massapequa Soccer Club. Now, perhaps Massapequa wants to approach this game by absorbing the pressure. It is a possibility as Ruszewski dribbles with his left foot, a very astute move, crossing it in a grounded manner. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa just a nanosecond late. That was a fabulous cross by Ruszewski, doing the hard part of beating his man one by one, or one-on-one I should say. A fantastic cross by Ruszewski. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa once more, just a nanosecond too late. Sometimes you have to slide in to knock those home. Goalkeeper with the goal kick. Intercepted very easily by Jedi Scott, who turns it into a pass. Massapequa Soccer Club, for the first time in this first half, with a solid bit of possession that doesn't last too long, give or take 15 seconds, as we've approached now the 9th minute. Aiden Duff, or I should say completed the 9th minute. Gabe Schurter playing it back to Otis O'Brien. Aiden Duff, right-footed pass. Still in the neutral third, BKU. Asher Rushevsky asking for the switch play. Now he's been a dangerous player so far within these opening 9+ minutes. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, with one step over, isn't able to necessarily beat his man as Bruno Spompinato uses his heel. I believe there was enough contact there for a corner kick, and the referee does agree with me there. Bruno Spompinato, knowing that he probably couldn't get the shot on target, hoping for some miraculous touch at the very least. Likewise, he intelligently wins a corner kick. Corner kick, played short, played quick, crossed toward the first post, and somehow that ball does not end up in the back of the net. Instead, it's cleared away essentially as BKU once more trying to drive it inward. Jedi Scott crossing it. Bruno Spompinato, great reflex save by the goalkeeper. The follow-up never endangering Massapequa Soccer Club. Excellent connection between Jedi Scott and Bruno Spompinato. Denied by the feline-like reflexes of the goalkeeper in orange. Giving credit where credit is due. It's not only a good reflex save, given that it was coming straight to his torso, but it's also fantastic positioning. So for now, the widths of the pitch have been very friendly to Brooklyn United National. Massapequa Soccer Club playing with a back line of 5. Sporting a 5-3-2 formation. As this goal kick isn't too long, the defensive midfielder able to prod it away with his left cleat. Dagan Waring takes over the ball from Orson Doggart. It's still with BKU just outside the 18-yard box. Playing it toward the right-hand side where Rushevsky is waiting. Asher. I believe that's his first missed pass of this match. As now Aiden Duff asks for the pass from Otis O'Brien, the netminder in yellow, playing it toward the left-hand side. Still with Brooklyn United. And this is what's essentially being sacrificed, any sort of pressure in the front line. Again, with the 5-3-2 formation, you can deploy those fullbacks as extra wingers. However, the Long Islanders don't want to take their chances with that at this moment. Still too early in the game to really apply that sort of strategy. For now, just hoping to sponge up the pressure and perhaps counterattack BKU when the Brooklynites least expect it. That ball just barely poked away. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa unable to penetrate the back line of Massapequa Soccer Club. With Gabe Schurter, Orson Doggart. Doggart was thinking about the shot, faking out 2 defenders, just gaining enough space. Rushevsky crossing it to Bruno! Bruno just barely missing the goal. Using once more his head. He's going to be a problem in that back line when it comes to aerial duels. If it isn't already obvious by his height difference, we also need to take into account his aerial ability. Goalkeeper once more aligning himself for the goal kick. a medium-length lob that ultimately refuses to connect with his fullback, and something tells me that the wind somewhat interfered. As it's still with BKU, Dagan Waring. Waring playing it toward Gabe Schurter. Schurter. Well, he's all by himself now, making his way past to Schurter. Did just enough to win the corner kick. The second of this game, the second for BKU within this opening quarter hour. As the assistant referee was asking for an equipment change for a moment. Although BKU very quick to place the ball now for this corner kick, an inward swinger, both arms raised. Left-footed as well. Oh, that's a bicycle kick effort just denied by inches as Quincy Strauss-Figueroa is unable to squeeze his way past two defenders. Not every day you get to see an acrobatic effort like that. A driven pass along the ground that's practically telegraphed to the opposition. Massapequa Soccer Club hoping to force Aiden Duff into an error. Of course, with only one forward pressuring him, it's not very likely to occur. So for those three midfielders and those two forwards, like to be flexible in their positioning as BKU present the opposition with another goal kick. Offensively, BKU has been dictating the rhythm. As there's no nearby option for this goal kick, the goalkeeper himself is forced to drive it toward the halfway line. Is with the fullback on the right-hand side of Massapequa, who ends up conceding the throw-in. It's with Brooklyn United National. Still with BKU along the left wing. As he's looking for options, crossing a Bruno Spompinato, the target man. Still with BKU, going for the long volley! Goal! For Brooklyn United! That's a fabulous volley. Excellent piece of control, great ambition, a deadly combination incarnate by BKU. And what a way to open up the scoreline. Massapequa Soccer Club must find a response. The movement of that ball was deceiving. Not only to the defenders, but perhaps to the goalkeeper himself, as BKU has the 1-goal advantage. And Brooklyn United leading 1-0 for now. It's felt somewhat inevitable. And although a few chances did escape the Brooklynites in the first minutes of the game, it's now a question of the Brooklynites not allowing any further opportunities to be missed. As Otis O'Brien digs it forward, Bruno Spompinato trying to at least chop over the ball, trying to win something. But at the end, it's a goal kick. So Brooklyn United opening up the scoreline in fashion. A volley of sorts toward the far post, toward the bottom corner. Massapequa winning back the ball, going on for a trek along the left wing. It's Gabe Schurter that officially cuts it short. Rushevsky playing the ball nearby the goal scorer himself. Still with Ruszewski now, along the right wing. And Ruszewski clearly draws the foul. No ifs, ands, or buts, no questions. And if I'm not mistaken, that was Fazi Nimatov who scored the goal. As Ruszewski encounters for now a one-man wall that could turn into a two-man wall. Is Ruszewski gutsy enough to place this one on target, or will he be looking for the target man himself, Bruno Spompinato? Ruszewski, left-footed lob. Oh, that does make its way into the back of the net. Ruszewski, goal for Brooklyn United. You have to be at the top of your game to lob that so elegantly, so delicately. Ruszewski able to double BKU's lead. It's 2-0 now. Not too many times you get to see a chipped free kick, let alone one that makes its way perfectly into the upper 90 of the far post, especially from such a tight angle. Gabe Schurter driving it toward Bruno Spompinato. Bruno. Wow, he is so clever with those 2 feet. Absolutely by-footed as Bruno cuts it inward. Bruno looking for a goal contribution here. BKU denied a third in this first half for now. As BKU's offense is starting to heat up here in this face-numbing cold in Brooklyn, New York. So Fazi Nimatov scored the first goal. Asher Ruszewski asking for a through pass. Likewise, that named the goal scorer of the latest. As BKU wins yet another corner kick. Again, these two faced each other in the first round of last year's rendition, back when these two sides were members of the U16 edition, of course. Now that this is the U17, BKU ended up winning 5-1 against these Long Islanders, as this corner kick is an inward swinger. Oh, it just is denied by the crossbar. Dagan Waring playing it toward Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, still with Waring. Waring driving it outward. Back with Gabe Schurter, who's thinking about a long distance strike. Rock solid hands from the goalkeeper. Excellent placement by Schurter, though, from that sort of distance. As that punt makes its way toward the left-hand side and eventually over the boundary, it's a throw-in for BKU. Triple substitution. Eric Sko enters the game. Quentin Smith as well. Trying to catch the additional player as well. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa is one of the players who was substituted. I believe Nimatov as well had been substituted. Dagan Waring playing it toward the left-hand side, toward Quentin Smith, one of the newest entries to this game. Hoping to make this an emphatic first half. Waring. Well, Massapequa can't really give up those sorts of spaces, but Massapequa does well to recover the ball. In fact, that lone striker driving it forward all by himself and with no help, BKU was able to strip the forward of the sphere. Over toward Gabe Schurter. Schurter. Once more the recipient of the pass. O'Brien trusts the footwork of Aiden Duff as Duff plays it along the left-hand side. One step over is just enough to beat his nearest man as Massapequa Soccer Club once more forced into a rock and a hard place in terms of possession and for now in the scoreline. Still technically anybody's game, just a 2-0 game as the defender astutely fools the vanguard of BKU. Goalkeeper can now try to take advantage with a punt of his own. Though the problem is with such little presence in the midfield area, these turn into giveaways. Perhaps one of those forwards needs to drop back just to help to get the ball rolling in terms of offense for Massapequa. A club with a lot of history in its own right in the New York State soccer scene. Unlike BKU, who in comparison is relatively young as an organization. As Asher Rushevsky plays it all the way to his fullback, Jedi Scott. Still along the left wing. BKU crossing it toward the second post. Asher Rushevsky was thinking about the brace. Denied by the fullback. And the soft clearance does its job of slowing down BKU's vanguard. Paxton Bodenbacher would have been the nearest recipient for that throw, and instead it's Asher Rushevsky, who was able to beat a duo of defenders simultaneously with one left-footed push, and ultimately wins the corner kick. Rushevsky looking for another goal contribution with already one goal to his name, looking for perhaps an assist. This one toward the edge of the 18-yard box. Dagan Mooring playing it back. BKU thinking about a long-range shot, one that the goalkeeper can control. Not the first time that we're seeing that in this match. I believe the shot taker there was Otis O'Brien. A sky-high punt that makes its way past the halfway line, bouncing off the shoulder of the striker of Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus. Aiden Duff now in control of the ball. It's still with Brooklyn United. Crossing the halfway line now into enemy territory. It's Gabe Schurter. Schurter sharing the ball with Rushevsky. Rushevsky switching sides here. And a left-footed clearance stalls once more BKU, who clearly isn't satisfied with just a 2-0 lead. Looking to add on as Otis O'Brien plays it toward Waring. Waring toward Doggart. Doggart faces a lion-hearted center back who did everything in his power to win back that ball and clear it away. Playing it along the left-hand side, Bruno Spampinato asking for the pass. Instead, some miscommunication between the left winger as well as the central attacking midfielder. It's a goal kick for the opposition, who likewise have two substitutions. Massapequa Soccer Club taking this goal kick just over the head of Bodenbacher. Paxton doing just enough with the right foot to help out Dagan Mooring, who plays it back toward Jedi Scott. Well, I must say this backline of BKU hasn't been kept too busy, as Schurter, I must add, kept busy in a defensive manner. Offensively, they've enacted themselves as extra midfielders. thus overloading the final third. As Doggart receives the pass, Doggart thinking about lining up his shot, fakes it. Rushevsky, a quick 1-2 between the 11 and the 7. Doggart looking for space, back to Rushevsky, left-footed effort, blocked by a Massapequa defender. Gabe Schurter, a little too ambitious, trying to play it down the middle toward Quentin Smith. It's with Aiden Duff now. Back to O'Brien. Otis to Paxton Bodenbacher. Dagan Mooring. Orson Doggart. As now an extra midfielder has been deployed for Massapequa Soccer Club, perhaps heeding to the earlier advice, instead of playing a 5-3-2 all the way, now playing a 5-4-1 of sorts. As Paxton playing it along the right-hand side, Rushevsky was waiting. BKU winning back the ball quickly as Dagan Mooring plays it toward Otis O'Brien with Gabe Schurter, who you could tell by his body language was not satisfied with that through pass. He knew that one was quite a bit off. Fortunately for him, his team has a 2-0 lead. So it's not necessarily the end of the world. And of course, this ENYSSA match isn't the only feature here today on Game and Frame. In fact, tonight we do have some special features now that the 2025 calendar year is undergoing in the soccer calendar, of course. So Zoom Schneider takes on Pan-Cyprian Freedoms at 7:30 p.m. in the Metropolitan Conference of the American Premier Soccer League. Likewise, in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1 at 8 p.m., Borgetto FC takes on FC San Jacques. Likewise, in the same competition, in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1, at the same time, Urquini takes on Hoboken FC. And last but certainly not least, we return back to the American Premier Soccer League Metropolitan Conference, where Hoboken likewise takes on SC Vistula. All these matches will be broadcast exclusively here on Game in Frame, your home for grassroots soccer. As Rushevsky with the left-footed cross toward the far post is denied an immediate assist. Dagan Mooring using his speed to win back the ball, but the referee denies him with his whistle. It's a throw-in for Massapequa Soccer Club. Massapequa. Well, that's some excellent defending by Sko, who returns to the match. We saw him earlier substituted. Sko nearly connecting with Spompinato. Would have been a very fortunate pass toward Gabe Schurter. Schurter handing over the ball laterally toward Orson Doggart. Doggart transferring it toward Waring. Dagan playing it toward the left-hand side. It's still with BKU. Dagan Waring with a quick 1-2, hoping that Quentin Smith can keep it alive. I don't believe he has, and it will be a goal kick. Just slipping over the ball at the very end. Well, it's gotten even colder here in Brooklyn, New York. Albeit by 1 degree Fahrenheit, it's 32 degrees. That being said, however, the weather reports have it feeling like 19. So we are already in sub-20 weather, more or less, if you're considering feels like weather. As Bruno plays it toward Paxton Bodenbacher. Dagan toward the left wing with Eric Sko. Sko once more, the recipient of that quick 1-2, pulling apart the defenders as Bruno Spompinato was hoping to profit from perhaps that defensive error. Still with Paxton. Paxton to toward Dagan. Dagan inside the 18-yard box. Dribbles away from 2, 3. Dagan! Goal for Brooklyn United! Dagan Waring with a masterclass in dribbling, not succumbing to the pressure of multiple defenders. Almost Messi-like. It's really hard to deny that. He always looked like he was in control, always in the driver's seat. It's 3-0. Dagan Waring makes it a 3-goal lead for Brooklyn United. An inspired first half for BKU. And so far, it looks like the revenge tour for Massapequa Soccer Club has taken somewhat of a detour. That being said, though, there's still more than enough time on the clock. In fact, 10 more minutes in this first half, excluding stoppage time. And of course, 45 more minutes in the second half. Paxton Bodenbacher with the solo tackle, now looking for a solo assist perhaps, as Asher Rushevsky toward Nematov, if not Quentin Smith. It will be the latter. However, BKU does end up winning the free kick from a very dangerous spot, as Pax Gamboa Arsate enters the game, the number 81. Exiting the game is Gabe Schurter, who was omnipresent in the widths of the pitch. This is a free kick from, give or take, 19 yards away from goal. Practically right on the borderline of the 18-yard box. BKU to make it 4-0. An up-close free kick denied by the wall. Orson Dogger trying to blast it low. A good block by the barrier itself, Dagan Waring. Not necessarily in position. Asher Rushevsky now in control of the ball. Right-footed pass toward a nearby Dogger, I believe. Pax Gamboa Arsate links up with Orson Dogger, who's trying to keep the ball alive. Or rather not, ends up winning the throw-in. As Pax Gamboa Arsate. Asher. And yet another corner kick. That could be the 5th or 6th corner kick of this game, all of which have belonged to Brooklyn United. A left-footed one toward the far post. Really central in this case, as Orson Dogger and Bruno Spompinato hoped that the defender would have panicked. Instead, it's with Jedi Scott, now with Quentin Smith from the number 24 to the 25, now toward the number 11, Asher Rushevsky. Rushevsky, left-footed cross, once more in the vicinity of Bruno Spompinato. Quentin Smith, part of that penultimate substitution. Back with Pax Gamboa Arsate. Asher Rushevsky. Dagan Waring, who has a number 33 on his back, playing it toward Paxton Bodenbacher. Bodenbacher, trusting his fullback's footwork, specifically Scho's. And we've been in this situation before. Another corner kick for Brooklyn United, who have a 3-0 lead here, as just about 7 minutes remain in this first half. Assuming there is no stoppage time, they could make it 4 here. Brooklyn United still wrestling for the ball, still inside the 18-yard box. In fact, Orson Dogger was backing up, asking for the ball from Quentin Smith. His wishes weren't granted. Regardless, the players in white still retain possession. Doggart has Dagan Waring. Instead, he plays it toward his left-hand side. Doggart has Pax Gamboa Arsate, who anticipates well that pass from Paxton. As Pax wanted to block that clearance, and although the BKU players were successful in doing so, the goalkeeper rushes off his goal line. Quick to generate a counterattack. As there will be a single substitution for the away side. And we'll see how this affects the game, as it's gotten even colder here in Brooklyn, New York. That's certainly what it feels like now that we are in complete sunset, and with no sun at least providing that extra piece of warmth. I can only imagine that for the spectators, it feels incredibly frigid. And I must say myself, it is quite cold. As now Brooklyn United National crosses into enemy territory. Dagan Waring overlaps with the initial dribbler in the form of Quentin Smith. As Bruno Spompinato asks for the pass, Bruno is asking for it. Bruno with the use of his heel, just barely denied. Only just missing Asher Rushevsky. A shotgun pass. Rushevsky just a nanosecond late to the party. Brooklyn United unable to add on to the 3-0 lead for now. And of course, you are watching the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame. And this broadcast has been brought to you by Salt Athletic. Salt Athletic has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag to save athletes as well as their nearest and dearest from smelly footwear after the game. The air case blocks smell using antimicrobial technology that makes for odor-free car rides and houses. Learn more about Aircase and get a 10% discount by scanning the QR code. So keep it fresh. As Pax Gamboa Arsate plays it toward Dagan Waring. Orson Doggart. A driven through pass just makes its way toward Quentin Smith, I believe. Quentin has one defender tussling for the ball, and he ends up winning another corner kick. And the corner kick is played short and quick to the surprise of everybody toward the far post. Asher Rushevsky once more the target man. Maybe just 3 inches above his head. Not a bad cross, but when it came down with that sort of pace, that's how you know the wind had a factor. Let's recall that the wind is blowing exactly toward us, in other words, toward this view that we present to you here on Game in Frame. Rushevsky not on the same page for that pass. Bruno Spompinato winning it back with a lot of class toward Asher. Asher beating one defender, 2 defenders, playing it back to Bruno. Bruno Spompinato. Left-footed cross, and not a bad one whatsoever. Massapequa, however, remains firm. Quentin Smith stripped of the ball. Pax Gamboa Arsate toward Bruno Spompinato. Bruno unable to pave a way for himself. Dagan Waring unable to really line up his shot due to the referee's whistle. We are within the final 2 minutes of this first half, where it has been a BKU show since the initial whistle. And of course, we'll delve right into why and how BKU has been able to control this first half and what exactly Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus might need to do in order to get back into this game. All at halftime. Asherushevsky escapes from one defender, perhaps two, and was a little too ambitious. Using his left foot to roll it over, was hoping to push it forward with the right. And maybe for the first time in this match so far, it's a miscue from the number 11, who has otherwise had a stellar performance. Massapequa Soccer Club, with 30 seconds left just about until the 45th minute is struck, to maybe look for just one more goal here to cut down the lead to a 2-goal deficit, with the back line of BKU. Sko toward Quentin Smith. Smith forced to play it back, as we are now in fact in stoppage time. I can only assume there will be a maximum of 1 minute, maybe 2 if the referee is feeling generous, as Paxton Bodenbacher with an excellent idea. And that will be the final touch of the ball as Brooklyn United Academy National welcomes the halftime whistle with this 3-0 lead versus Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus. So again, after the opening 45 minutes, the scoreboard for now says Brooklyn United National 3, Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus 0. Stay tuned as we present some behind-the-scenes footage here at Game and Frame, halftime analysis, and of course, the second half. This is the ENYSSA U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame.
Yeah, and then I'm going to come up on it. Then go. Hello everyone, welcome to the Game and Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt, and we're at St. John's Stadium. It's going to be Spencer Burkhart over the wall. Brilliant! Hoboken level it. He's gone down. Penalty Pancyprians. Joe Holland beats Borte and re-establishes the lead for the Pancyprian Freedoms.
Joe, congratulations on the hat-trick. Great seeing you.
As a player, I was looking to just have
Well guys, that just about does it for us at St. John's. The Pancyprian Freedoms going top of the EPSL Metropolitan table tonight. 4-2 winners over Hoboken.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
That's a good bit of footwork there by Spalding. It's gone for a spaceship shot! It's magnificent by Spalding!
Yeah, and then I'm going to come in. Okay, come up on it. And then go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Game and Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt, and we're at St John's Stadium. It's going to be Spencer Burkhart over the wall. Brilliant! Hoboken level it up. He's gone down. Penalty Pancyprians. Joe Holland beats Borte and re-establishes the lead for the Pancyprian Freedoms.
Joe, congratulations on the hat-trick. Great seeing you.
As a player, I was looking to just have
Well, guys, that just about does it for us at St John's. The Pancyprian Freedoms going top of the EPSR Metropolitan table tonight. 4-2 winners over Hoboken.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
And of course, before we delve into the second half, plus the halftime analysis itself, I would like to remind you that this Game and Frame broadcast would not be possible without Salt Athletic. Salt Athletic has made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag to save athletes as well as their nearest and dearest from smelly footwear after the game. The aircase blocks smell using antimicrobial technology that makes for odor-free car rides and houses. So learn more about Aircase and get a 10% discount by scanning the QR code on your screen. So keep it fresh. BKU will get the ball rolling. In fact, it's Bruno Spompinato that does that task. BKU with a 3-0 lead. The first goal, of course, scored by Nematov, as there will be an equipment change. You can already tell by, I believe, Jedi Scott's body language that that ball has been deflated by the cold. Continuing on with the scoring summary, it was Nematov, Fazi Nematov, who scored that first goal, a thunderous volley. The second goal, scored by Asher Rushevsky by an elegant free kick, one from a very tight and wide angle that was somehow chipped toward the upper 90 of the far post. And last but certainly not least, it was Dagan Waring who really put on a show with some exquisite dribbling inside the opposition's 18-yard box, where he evaded a herd of maroon and yellow jerseys, all to make it 3-0. As Massapequa Soccer Club is already in enemy territory, not the first time, I should say it is the first time we've seen that in quite a while. And Massapequa, despite not having too much ball time in this initial minute or so of the second half, looks somewhat rejuvenated. But of course, let's start with the halftime analysis for Brooklyn United National, the players in white. As one can tell from the scoreboard, everything has been going well for the Brooklynites. In fact, one of only few concerns is the matter of finishing, as Asher Rushevsky arguably the de facto man of the match for now, perhaps should have had a couple more assists to his name. He only has 1 goal. Regardless, it's Bruno Spompinato now that brings it down with his chest, cleared away. Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus not allowing Bodenbacher with a lot of space. Dagan Waring, who already has 1 goal to his name, playing it outward toward his number 22, Repin Minov. Or Minov, I should say. As Dagan Waring, hoping to flick it toward Paxton, is unable to do so. Continuing with the aforementioned point of Asher Rushevsky, only one nitpick, admittedly, it's just a matter of finishing, but when you have a 3-0 tally, you could afford those sorts of errors. So once again, this would be a nitpick. That being said, BKU must continue assaulting the opposition from the wide ends of the field. All those goals had arguably been generated by using the widths. There was very little to no central drives involved in each of those goals, as Sko, with a very delicate flick of the heel to get over his opposition, is able to re-win possession as well. So in other words, for BKU, reusing the widths of the pitch will be the name of the game for this second half, or at least one would assume so. Meanwhile, for Massapequa Soccer Club, yes, one has to admit that they have to close down the wide ends of the field. However, the Long Islanders must also add more bodies into the neutral third or middle third, given that this is a 3-0 deficit. Not to mention that Massapequa hasn't had too much ball time in the middle third itself. In other words, not really pressuring the back line of Brooklyn United National. It's at least one way to cut down the possession, or at least force errors that could perhaps be the genesis of counterattacks for these Long Islanders. So of course your halftime keys are as follows. For BKU, it's to continue using the wide ends of the field and to improve that finishing, as Paxton Bodenbacher perhaps has something to say about that. Bruno Spompinato rolling it backwards with his right heel, still with Dagan Waring and co. Dagan Waring has his shot blocked. Good positioning from the central defender. However, they're still not out of the woods yet, as Sko drives it forward with his left foot. Sko chopping it inward with the aforementioned left foot. Still with BKU, ultimately a giveaway. One that BKU should control now as it goes out for a throw-in. So again, BKU must use the wide ends of the pitch once more and improve finishing when it comes to, of course, goal scoring itself, which is quite a nitpick, but a good one to have at that rate. Meanwhile, for Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus, the Long Islanders must add more numbers into the neutral third, into the middle third, in order to close down all that generated possession for Brooklyn United, and to perhaps find a weakness that could lead into a counterattack. It's a way to start the game in terms of goal scoring here for Massapequa. Likewise, they have to control the wide ends of the field, and so far in this second half, they are doing their job, as the visitors in maroon and yellow temporarily win back the ball. Referee doesn't blow the whistle for a foul, perhaps to the surprise of the away side, as BKU is inside the 18-yard box, a dummy pass that ultimately results in an interception. Back-to-back interceptions, as Dagan Waring has practically had some 5-star ball control today, as we are seeing Quincy Strauss-Figueroa warm himself up. So throw in for BKU, as Quincy once more enters the game. Massapequa Soccer Club. Some physical pressure from Repin, as Bruno Spompinato remains as the sole striker here for BKU, who display a lot of fluidity in their formation. often transforming itself from a 4-3-3 into a 3-4-3 as Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, unable to escape from the sole defender marking him. And that's a good hustling play by Repin, wearing the number 22 for Brooklyn United National. Massapequa launching this throw-in into enemy territory. The Long Islanders squeezing past Sko and co. However, Sko recovers the ball via a pass from O'Brien. Massapequa had the ball in the middle third for a moment. It's Quincy Strauss-Figueroa who takes it away with a sliding challenge. Strauss-Figueroa maybe held on to the ball for a little too long. As BKU keeps its foot on the gas pedal, Dagan Waring trying to flick it over the knees of two defenders. Unfortunately for him, they do collide against the sphere, with Sko driving it toward the left-hand side where Repin is waiting. As Eric Sko can chase down this ball and play it quickly. 31 degrees Fahrenheit here in Brooklyn, New York. Getting colder by the minute, essentially. So we are technically at the freezing point for all you physics fans. However, the weather reports are saying that now it feels like 18 degrees Fahrenheit due to the winds of 12 miles per hour and gusts of still up to 20. Eric Sko taking the throw-in, just lobbing it essentially toward the feet of Daniel Castellanos, with Jedi Scott hoping to Hail Mary that pass toward Repin. Instead, Quincy Strauss-Figueroa playing it short. Dagan Waring doing the same toward the right-hand side. Quick 1-2s, only denied by the reflexes of a solid center back for Massapequa. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, right-footed pass, quick 1-2s. Quincy looking for the penalty, perhaps. Referee assuring the Long Islanders that that will never be given. It looked like an innocent collision at the end in the eyes of the arbitrator. Hard to disagree with it, but one could also understand Quincy's quick case, one that he opted not to argue. Good composure from the number 46. As Bruno Spompinato taking his time, not crossing it immediately, looking for options, and on the right-footed cross only ends up finding the opposition. That being said, he does indirectly win a throw-in. This one toward Paxton. Paxton to Jedi. Dagan Waring in the driver's seat. Dagan with a small trek. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa. Quick 1-2s right outside the 18-yard box. A solid save by the goalkeeper. At point blank, follow-up, still alive, and eventually cleared out of harm's way for Massapequa. A chaotic sequence that Massapequa survives. Some ingenious play as well, shared by Quincy Strauss-Figueroa and Dagan Waring. That's something that you would see off the training ground. Just those quick 1-2s. And clearly they nearly paid off. Crossed toward the second post. Goalkeeper, rock solid hands once more. Rolls it out. Massapequa. Well, Eric Sko didn't need to touch the ball at the end. Castellanos playing it toward the back line, where Jedi Scott is practically the sole representative here. Dagan Waring had some interference in his plan. as both the assistant referee and lead referee point for a goal kick. And those gusts keep getting stronger and stronger here in Brooklyn, New York. Practically bone-chilling, especially considering that earlier this week, for practically every single day up until today, this Sunday, it has been quite warm. In fact, for half of yesterday, for a lot of New Yorkers, it was quite a pleasant Saturday afternoon. But of course, Mother Nature did send us a reminder that it's still technically winter. As Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, with one step over, two step overs, Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, right-footed pass using the outside part of his foot. Likewise doing the same as Repin, over towards Sko. That pass was a little too obvious for the back line, as Paxton Bodenbacher plays it toward Castellanos. Speaking of Castellanos, now playing it laterally, where his Brooklynite compatriot Jedi Scott awaits. Jedi playing it toward Repin. Sko back to the number 22, crossing it centrally toward the 6-yard box. The goalkeeper in a contest with Bruno Spampinato. Not too easy to win those aerial duels, but that's courageous goalkeeping. As Castellanos opts to head it out of harm's way toward the nearest sideline. As we are about to reach the completion of the 59th minute. Dagan Waring outstretching his right leg to stall the midfielder of Massapequa. That no-look pass going out in vain. As Repin shows off a little bit of his skill as well. A little bit of flair. Massapequa doing the same. These are some excellent passes. Quick, neat, and tight. Massapequa Soccer Club trying to evade the pressure of Castellanos. However, it's the number 26 himself who's able to recover the ball. Some firm defending by Castellanos as an innocent collision occurs there. I believe on the far end is Pax Gamboa Arsate. Aiden Duff toward Castellanos, who's still inside his own 18-yard box. That's a dangerous pass down the middle. One that Massapequa Soccer Club can attempt to profit from. Massapequa inside the 18-yard box. Well, one could tell that from the sideline of Massapequa, they were asking for a penalty. Referee waved it away as now Dagan Waring can drive by himself a counterattack. No, it's selfless piece of play by Repin, who ends up hitting the post. But no wonder the body language was so casual from the defenders as well as his teammates. He was offside. The assistant referee a little bit late to raise that flag. But absolutely the right decision. As Daniel Castellanos wins that aerial duel. Massapequa Soccer Club at least looking to get a goal here, considering that this was the same side that eliminated it last season, back when these two teams were part of the U17 version of the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U16 Male Cup. It ended 5-1 in Brooklyn United's favor. Castellanos toward Jedi Scott. Those two members of the last line of defense for Aiden Duff, the goalkeeper in yellow. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa playing it toward Repin, who was unable to firmly control it with his left foot for now. Repin, however, puts everything, displays all his power to win back the ball. Sko dropping it all the way back for Jedi Scott right by the halfway line. Dagan Waring evades two challenges. Dagan Waring, that's an excellent pass. Bruno Spompinato trying to poke it forward. Too much traffic, and at the end, it soars wide. Bruno Spompinato keeps aligning himself in the proper position, in the correct space. But for some reason, that ball just doesn't want to enter. As Asher Rushevsky, who was a problem for Massapequa in the first half, re-enters the game. As we are well past the hour mark here, upon the completion of the 63rd. Goal kick now for Massapequa Soccer Club. As it's now played quickly by Paxton. Bruno Spompinato playing along the wide end where Rushevsky is waiting. Rushevsky putting it on his favorite left foot toward the far post. Not wide, not too wide. Not a million miles off. Rushevsky with some quick thinking, and within his first minute, essentially as a substitute, almost finds himself once again on the scoreboard. As the substitute goalkeeper in pink plays a goal kick that's a little too direct and in fact intercepted by Rushevsky. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa has his plans interrupted. Pax Gamboa Alzate looking to help out his teammate. Castellanos with some quick passes that impress the coach. Coach Kemp Johnson is surely satisfied with this team's first half performance. Paxton toward his right hand side. He has Asher Rushevsky waiting. Rushevsky, left-footed grounded pass toward Quincy Strauss-Figueroa, who once more found the correct amount of space, had the right timing, just couldn't get enough contact behind that shot. Maybe it was coming a little bit too fast for him to truly think about where he wanted to place that ball. Although it's still technically a shot on target, it's one that Quincy himself, you could tell by his body language, knew that should have ended up in the back of the net. As Aiden Duff, perhaps for the first time, has had to use his gloves to pick up the ball. As Quincy Strauss-Figueroa is in enemy territory, the Long Islanders not looking to concede a fourth. It's Dagan Waring. Waring pivoting, roaming, as Quincy Strauss-Figueroa trying to repeat the same action. Whoa, what a save! What a way to deny Quincy Strauss-Figueroa with the curler. A Puma-like jump by the goalkeeper in pink. Still 3-0 here in Brooklyn, New York, but oh my, what a way. Corner kick for BKU. Played toward Sko, I believe. And that one ends up wide. Well, that's a goalkeeper highlight reel if I've seen any. That's definitely going into the highlights. Quincy Strauss-Figueroa with an excellently placed shot. The goalkeeper with a world-class stop. Jedi tested defensively for the first time in a long while. Jedi once more, slowing down the offense just enough of Massapequa SC so that Pax can win it back. Pax to Quincy. Quincy Strauss Figueroa has a lot of space, has a lot of time, has a lot of real estate, keeps it going forward before the referee pauses it for a foul. Perhaps the defender's a little fortunate to get away with no booking here, as Figueroa draws a foul that is exactly placed, I believe, at the 21-yard line. Or scratch that, I should say 16-yard line, pardon. And now upon better angle, it's the 17-yard line. So this is a 27-yard free kick. One that's taken by BKU toward the bottom corner. Narrowly goes wide. Asher Rushevsky was the one aligning himself for it. Goalkeeper with another goal kick that doesn't make its way past the 40-yard line. It's a little too direct, as Massapequa wastes no time with that free kick, but in doing so, the players in maroon and yellow were never able to align themselves, so it's a giveaway. As the Long Islanders have just about 22 minutes left. As Bruno Spampinato! Denied by the crossbar. Bruno looking for a second chance. Quincy Strauss Figueroa thinking about the same. Another thunderous shot by Bruno. And somehow he has yet to etch his name into the scoreboard, as Paxton launches one. Paxton lies well with another shot on target. Great save by the goalkeeper. A lot of swerve in that effort. An uncomfortable but solid save for the netminder in pink. You really can't ask more of your goalkeeper when he's doing these sorts of saves. As entering the game once more is Fazi Nimatov, who scored the opener. Sko and Paxton both exit the game. Likewise, Will Diamond has reemerged. The goalkeeper for Massapequa in the last 5 minutes or so, denying 2 sure goals, as the Long Islanders have another goal kick as we are approaching the completion of the 70th minute. 20 minutes remain, assuming there is no stoppage time. Again, I am Sean Cabrera. Behind the camera is Jorge Espinosa, and we thank you for tuning into this transmission of the ENYSSA U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame, where Brooklyn United currently leads 3-0. Likewise, do make sure to follow Game in Frame on Instagram at Game in Frame for the latest in Northeast grassroots soccer. As it's Nimatov who plays it toward the right wing. Asher Rushevsky, who's been as deadly as ever, really making a trek from coast to coast when it comes to this 18-yard box. Back to Asher Rushevsky, left-footed pass toward Quincy Strauss Figueroa, thinking about a curler. Quincy Strauss Figueroa! Goal! Number 4 for Brooklyn United.
Going outside, not inside.
Quincy Strauss Figueroa blasting it toward the near post, beating this goalkeeper, who has otherwise shown some world-class saves, but it took a powerful shot from the number 46 of BKU to make this a 4-0 game at this moment. You know, the stats won't show it, but Quincy Strauss Figueroa displayed some excellent soccer when it comes to that shot taking. It was somewhat of a crossbody effort. The goalkeeper was ready for that far post, and in doing so, Quincy Strauss Figueroa took a gamble and was able to just blast it toward the near post. Excellent job by the number 46, no doubt. And Will Diamond was never going to lose that one-on-one with that sort of determination. Quincy Strauss Figueroa, the latest goal scorer, maybe thinking about another contribution here, one step over, not on the same page as Dagan Waring. As Pax Gamboa Arsate playing it toward Nimatov. Dagan Waring to Quincy Strauss Figueroa. Denied by the back line of Massapequa Soccer Club. And one can't really disagree with the fact that Massapequa has improved in this second half. BKU, however, are looking for the 5th goal, and nearly so was the 5th. Somehow that ball did not make its way into the back of the net. I believe that was Asher Rushevsky who decided to slide in. Or pardon me, that wasn't Asher Rushevsky. That's number 22, not 11. That's Repiminov. As BKU retreats into its own half, Massapequa with a pass that was a little too telegraphed. It's Dagan Waring. Waring has a lot of space. Quincy Strauss Figueroa looking for a second goal. Nearly so. Just inches wide. As Otis O'Brien re-enters the game, I believe Jedi Scott has been substituted alongside Pax Gamboa Arsate. Likewise, I believe Gabe Schurter has re-entered the game, as that ball just makes it under the foot of Nimatov, who almost instantaneously wins it back. We are approaching the final quarter hour of this fixture, where I can only imagine there will be a maximum of 1 minute of stoppage time. Dagan Waring to Nimatov, who scored the opener. Nimatov, thinking about getting involved in yet another BKU goal, makes his way past one. Nimatov playing it out wide toward Minov. Minov might have been the last to touch the ball. Yes, he was. And of course, this won't be the only fixture today on Game in Frame. In fact, later tonight we somewhat have a Sunday special, beginning first at 7:30 p.m. in the American Premier Soccer League Metropolitan Conference. Zoomschneider takes on Pancyprian Freedoms, the latter being one of the title favorites in this competition. Likewise, Borgetto FC and FC San Jacques duel in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1, both dreaming of a chance to perhaps make their way into the APSL now. Likewise, in the same competition of the Cosmopolitan Soccer League Division 1, Urquini faces Hoboken FC 2. Of course, those two matches, the CSL D1 matches, occurring at 8 p.m. And at 8:15 p.m., SC Vistula takes on Hoboken FC in the American Premier Soccer League Metropolitan Conference. All these matches will be broadcast exclusively here on Game in Frame, your home for grassroots soccer. As Brooklyn United makes its way, into the attacking third, Quincy Strauss Figueroa Quick 1-2s with Bruno Spampinato looking to make it 5-0. Bruno does just enough so that Dagan Warren can recover that ball, just poking it in time. So Bruno Spampinato, left-footed shot. A shotgun blast, essentially, that just soars over the bar. He has the right instinct for a forward. Massapequa with the goal kick as Nematov. Castellanos, right-footed lob, an excellent one at that toward Rushevsky, who's been quiet so far in the second half in comparison to the first, as the goalkeeper aligns himself. Bruno Spampinato, excellent first touch, however didn't have too much space to work with, as the referee signals advantage. Massapequa Soccer Club trying to drive it forward. Aiden Duff, for I believe the second time in this match, uses his gloves. At least for the second time in this second half. But I can't recall, quite honestly, had he done that, if he had done that in the first half. Quincy Strauss Figueroa lobbing that ball somewhat toward the vicinity of Repin, as Will Diamond was unable to complete his cross due to a block. BKU wins itself another throw-in. Throw-in played short toward Quincy Strauss Figueroa. Lots of traffic. Back-to-back throw-ins for the team in white. Dagan Waring recovering the ball from that Massapequa clearance. So just outside the 18-yard box is BKU looking for a curler, hoping that the wind could have helped bring down that ball. Instead, another shot gone wide, another goal kick for Massapequa. A goal kick that makes its way past the halfway line. Massapequa Soccer Club looking to capitalize on that sort of chance. However, thanks to the efforts of Nematov, that won't come to fruition. Aiden Duff with a calm pass down the middle. Nematov was able to evade one tackle, doing just enough. It's now on the far side of the field, as this same BKU player decides to drive it inward, now toward Bruno Spampinato. Bruno using his heel, keeping the ball alive. That's a good hustling play by Repin, I believe. Still with BKU, trying to get this shot toward the far post. Goalkeeper read it thoroughly. Another goal kick for the visiting side from Long Island. Of course, this is the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U17 Male Cup. As for now, it looks like Brooklyn United has 10 more minutes, essentially, of some relentless offense in order to qualify for the second round in this competition. As BKU is inside the 18-yard box, ball is still alive. Goalkeeper needed at point-blank range. Still with Brooklyn United. BKU once more inside the penalty area. It's a penalty. You can't really argue with those. The dribbler himself was sandwiched in between two defenders. And now all the goalkeeper can do is prevent things from getting worse here in the scoreline. He's already displayed some jaw-dropping saves. Quincy Strauss Figueroa! It's a save by the goalkeeper! We were talking just about how world class he is, and in this game he's proved it. What a young talent he is here in the ENYSSA competition. Quincy Strauss Figueroa looking to reply. Goalkeeper dove the right way, read it thoroughly, was able to get to the rebound as well, which is arguably the hardest part in a penalty save. Some excellent goalkeeping, and perhaps one could hear some celebrations from the away side spectators in the far distance, and deservedly so. He's had some now 3 if you want to include that penalty stop, world-class stops. Massapequa with not enough presence in the middle third for now. Here in this frigid night in Brooklyn, New York, it's still 4-0, thanks to the heroics of the wayside goalkeeper, preventing things from getting worse. As Massapequa, that's a deadly opportunity for Nematov, bouncing off the head, I believe, of Bruno Spampinato. Massapequa looking for a counterattack. Clever with the on-ball movement, however, it makes its way past the touchline. As Will Diamond awaits the approval of these substitutions. Launched toward the left wing. So according to the ENYSSA website, the winner of this match, in other words, labeled round 1H, is supposed to encounter the winner of round 1I. And from what we can confirm here, of course, Brooklyn United will be facing that winner at this moment, as Redmond is all alone. Redmond, another world-class stop by the goalkeeper. He has been unbeatable in the second half. Still inside the 18-yard box is BKU to make it 5. Yes, it is 5. Brooklyn United National repeating that same feat against this same opponent from last season, scoring 5 past Massapequa. So it is 5-0 here, all in favor of Brooklyn United. As the Long Islanders will restart this match, hoping that at least one goal could be scored by them. So, assuming this result stands, given that it is 5-0, Brooklyn United National, according to the ENYSSA website, as earlier stated, should be facing Barça Academy Pro in its next bout, in the second round, in other words. The phase right before the quarterfinals. Again, last season, this game ended 5-1 in the first round of the U17 Male Cup. Currently, it is 5-0. As Aidan Duff receives the pass from Otis O'Brien. Duff to O'Brien. He has Castellanos, but instead he decides to switch sides here toward the right side fullback, who has a lot of real estate. Playing it toward Nematov. Quincy Strauss Figueroa, who was denied a penalty early, goes for a long-range effort. Goalkeeper with the save. The follow-up makes it 6. It's been relentless from Brooklyn United. Some first-class offense And it's shown on display here by the scoreline as it reads 6-0. A bang-bang play, goalkeeper with an excellent stop, but there's not much you can do when it comes to those sorts of rebounds. Deadly instinct by BKU. As Will Diamond was unable to get to the ball first, Dagan Waring looking to maybe make it 7-0. Dagan Waring. Dagan dribbled past all these defenders earlier. He was a more selfless, in this case, hoping to feed Quincy Strauss Figueroa. Of course, it goes out for a goal kick as we are within the final 3 minutes. Well, less than 3 minutes, I should say. Naturally, this win would be amongst the largest so far in this competition. According to what we're seeing here, the largest victory of margin was an 8-goal difference when Brooklyn Italians conceded 8 versus Eleftheria Pencyprian Soccer Club in an 8-0 affair. So this for now would be the second largest margin of victory so far in the ENYSSA competition. And what a way to make your statement here in the first round. As Dagan Waring. That's an excellent through pass. Orson Doggart makes it 7. Did everything right to time his run, was completely onside. At least according to the arbitrators here, there's no argument whatsoever. Orson Doggart makes it 7 with a lot of composure. And talk about Dagan Waring, an efficient machine. So currently, BKU is 1 goal away from tying the largest margin of victory this season in this tournament, as Massapequa looks for a silver lining. We are within the final minute of regulation time. We'll see how much stoppage the arbitrators would like to account. I only imagine a minute at most. As Dagan Waring, unable to slither past that defender. Castellanos with a calm pass. And Nematov as well with some finesse. Gliding past one defender. Quincy Strauss Figueroa. Figueroa inside the penalty area. He has a duo of defenders to beat, somehow buying himself enough time so that he wins himself a corner kick. As we have now officially reached the completion of the 90th minute, we are in stoppage time here. Corner kick played short. Quincy Strauss Figueroa, outward swinger with the right foot toward Repin, who knew that should have been 8-0. And that is the final touch of the ball. And what a performance offensively by Brooklyn United National. An emphatic 7-0 victory versus Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus, who the latter unfortunately has to bow away now from the tournament itself. Brooklyn United advances forward into the second round to accordingly face Barca Academy Pro New York. So BKU once more, after two 45-minute halves, will be advancing to the second round of this competition, as the full-time scoreline reads: Brooklyn United National 7, Massapequa Soccer Club 0. However, with that being said, do stay tuned for some post-match action. You've been watching the Eastern New York Youth Soccer Association U17 Male Cup on Game in Frame.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna come up on it. And then go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Game in Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt, and we're at St. John's Stadium. It's going to be Spencer Burkhart over the wall. Brilliant! Hoboken level it up. He's gone down. Penalty Pan-Cyprians. Joe Holland beats Borte and re-establishes the lead for the Pan-Cyprian Freedoms.
Joe, congratulations on the hat-trick. Great seeing you.
As a player, I was looking to just have
Well, guys, that just about does it for us at St. John's. The Pan-Cyprian Freedoms going top of the EPSR Metropolitan table tonight. 4-2 winners over Hoboken.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
That's a good bit of footwork there by Spalding. It's gone for a spaceship shot! It's magnificent by Spalding!
Yeah, and then I'm going to come up. Okay, come up on it. And then go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Game and Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt, and we're at St John's Stadium. It's going to be Spencer Burkhart over the wall. Brilliant! Hoboken level it up. He's gone down. Penalty Pan-Cyprians. Joe Holland beats B2008 and re-establishes the lead for the Pan-Cyprian Freedoms.
Joe, congratulations on the hat-trick. Great seeing you.
As a player, I was looking to just have
Well guys, that just about does it for us at St John's. The Pan-Cyprian Freedoms going top of the EPSR Metropolitan table tonight. 4-2 winners over Hoboken.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
That's a good bit of footwear there by Spalding. It's gone for a spacious shot! It's magnificent by Spalding!
Yeah, and then I'm going to come up. Okay, come up on it. And then go.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Game and Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt, and we're at St John's Stadium. It's going to be Spencer Burkhart over the wall. Brilliant! Hoboken level it up. He's gone down. Penalty Pan-Cyprians. Joe Holland beats B2008.
Live here from Brooklyn, New York, where we have two BKU players accompanying us, given their 7-0 victory versus Massapequa Soccer Club Juventus. To my left is Asher Ruszewski, who in the first half was a prominent figure, a thorn in the side of the defenders, especially on the wide end. So first, let's talk about the pregame plans. Was it always in BKU's books to play so wide today?
Yeah, so off the bat, Kempe, our coach, wanted us to stay wide, and as soon as we get the ball, drive to the lines and try and get the most dangerous crosses in or cut in and shoot. So from the get-go, he wanted us driving at the defenders.
So now let's talk about personal accolades, Asher. You had a free kick goal that was absolutely marvelous from such a tight angle. So what made you say, you know what, I can lob this one toward the far post?
Well, I was definitely considering crossing it and shooting, so at the end, I decided to have it initially be a cross, and then if no one got a touch to it, it would end up in the back of the net, and that's exactly what happened. So
perfectly a cross-gone shot, but your instinct there was absolutely sublime. So congratulations on the goal and on the win.
Thank you.
Now, beside you, of course, some more I guess technically beside me to my right-hand side now, we do have Dagan Waring, who of course was also responsible for a goal of his own, one in which required a different type of skill, one that required vision, and I had called it some Messi-like dribbling. You escaped from a handful of defenders. Yeah. How on earth were you able to position yourself and slither away all them?
Well, I'd seen an opening and I played a 1-2 with Paxton, and then after that, before everyone had been going right and they'd been kind of getting shut down, so I cut left and shot with my left instead, and that allowed an opening. So, yeah, that was about it. Yeah.
And continuing on with these themes, of course, of central drives, because you had taken that one down the middle, you had fed not one but 2 assists from what we can count. One to Quincy Strauss-Figueroa and one to Orson Doggart, the latter making it 7-0. So you really were the heartbeat of the midfield today. What was it like to really control the tempo today with some all-out offense?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's exactly what we've been doing in practice, you know, having those midfielders make those driving runs like Orson and Quincy did exactly, and me feeding them or the other 6 in the so it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Some perfect chemistry clearly on display that turned into an outright offensive performance for you two. So Dagan, congratulations.
Thank you.
Asher, congratulations. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Behind the camera has been Jorge Espinosa. I have been Sean Cabrera. And again, live here from Brooklyn, New York, it is Brooklyn United that wins 7-0 versus Massapequa Soccer Club. Thank you very much for tuning into this transmission on Game in Frame.